Good evening. Today we're going to learn about Emuna. We have been learning about Zehirut and Zerizut, to be careful about what we do and to do things without delay and not be lazy. However, I feel that for us to be able to help ourselves, I would like to learn about Emuna, faith. And I would like to start really from the very bottom and build it up. Build it into a strong foundation, which is essential for our lives. We cannot we cannot go up the ladder in the Avodat Hashem, as we learned in Zehirut and Zerizut, right? To be careful and to do things without delay, without Emuna. It just doesn't work. Emuna is the basis for everything. So when Hashem gave the Aseret Dibrot, the 10 commandments, the first commandment, the first Dibra, is to have Emuna, to believe in Hashem, to believe in Him, and no other power. Emuna has many levels. Not all Emuna is the same. So we are going to start from the very, very bottom, and slowly we'll build it up. Imagine for a moment that we want to build a house without laying down any foundation, right? So we built a house, but there's no foundation. After a while, the ground will shift, and then the windows are going to stop working, the doors are going to stop closing, and after a while, eventually the whole house will just start to crumble. In Yahadut, in Judaism, we need a strong foundation on which to build as we go through life. Eventually, our building will have many floors as we go up and onto the different levels of Emuna. If we try to build the upper floors before we have the foundation, then our spiritual doors and windows won't work properly, right? Just like that house that was built without foundation. We may be unhappy and fulfilled, and some may even be looking for an exit out of this crooked building, right? Because there's nothing to really hold it down. What is the foundation of Judaism, of Yahadut? Emuna. That's really the foundation of Yahadut, of Judaism. In order for all the higher levels to fit into place and function as they should, we first have to know without the slightest doubt that the belief system we inherited from our parents, from our teachers, and from all previous generations is 100% truth. We have received from our grandparents, and they have received from their grandparents, and on and on and on, all the way back to Moshe. Things and traditions, but not just traditions about having, going out on a certain day of the week. That's not what we're talking about. Traditions that are founded in the Torah. So all these traditions have been given down to us, all the way from Moshe, all the way to us. We must believe that those traditions, all that has been passed, and beliefs, not just traditions, but beliefs, all that has been passed to us, and it's 100% truth. It's not the product of someone's imagination. If we have doubts, come on, this is It's a story. This is what they used to tell. People were simple-minded, and this is what they spoke, what they thought, right? These weren't stories. They were that were made up. They are not the product of imagination. They are they are not. They are not a product of imagination. They are 100% truth. So there are three important concepts of Emuna. There are many levels of Emuna and many more concepts, but for now we're going to concentrate on three levels of Emuna. The first one is, number one, there is a Boré Olam, a creator. He exists, he existed before this world, and he will always exist. He created everything, whatever you see, those mountains, those rivers, oceans, the ice, the snow, the freezing cold places, everything was created by Hashem. And Hashem maintains everything by his will. It's only him, only if he decides. He is the boss, he is the leader, and he manages every single detail in our lives. That's the first one. That's the first thing that we need to remember. He's a creator, he's the boss, he manages our lives, he directs everything. And whatever is in this world is because he created it. Number two, he spoke to the entire Jewish nation at Har Sinai, and he gave us the Torah. Why is it so important to know? And this is what we have been taught, that Hashem gave the Torah to Bnei Israel. There were about 3 million Jews present, and they all heard Hashem say the 10 Commandments, the Aseret HaDibrot. Why is it so important for us to know this? First of all, it is written in the Torah. The Torah tells us exactly how this happened. But it also, there never was and there never will be an entire nation that's going to say, yes, God spoke to us. There are lots of individuals who come up and say, yes, last night God spoke to me. Individuals. But to have 3 million people who are going to say the same thing, and they're all going to agree to the same thing, nobody can make this happen. The only way it can happen is because actually it did happen, that Hashem spoke to these people. And this too has been passed down from generation to generation. It's not an imagination. Okay? Number three, third concept. The Torah was given in two parts. One written, the Torah that we know, the 5 books, and one oral, Torah shebe'al peh. Once we acquire these 3 beliefs, we will be able to begin building Be'ezrat Hashem. So for us to really be able to start building on our Emuna, first we need to remember these 3 concepts. Now there's a question. How is life empty with or without Emuna? Is life empty without Emuna? And is life empty with Emuna? Emuna is it's wonderful for those who possess it. We live in a world where so many people suffer from depression, frustration, caused by a sense of meaninglessness. Society around us does not believe in Hashem, does not believe in a superpower, So such people don't have much to feel good about. If life, as they claim, if life is all a matter of choice, of chance, sorry, what value does any individual have? What meaning does someone's existence have if he was born by luck to be a member of a species that just happened to evolve from subhumans? Because this is what they claim, that we came from monkeys, which actually is the exact opposite. Monkeys came from human beings. How? When Hashem, after the Mabul, and the people of Bavel decided they were going to fight Hashem, so they built a tower. It took them a year to build it. It was a very, 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 very tall tower. And they decided we're going to go up to Shamayim, up to heaven, and we're going to fight Hashem. Hashem let them build and build and build and build and build and build. For over a year they were building, and they really reached quite high. Then Hashem gave them the punishment that they deserved. He broke the tower. He mixed their languages. And those who were Reshaim, according to the Midrash, they turned into monkeys, and some into elephants. And that's why, actually, according to Halacha, when we say an elephant or a monkey, we're supposed to say the Beracha, Baruch Meshane HaBeriot. Blessed is Hashem for creating animals that are so different. But unfortunately, out there, non-Jews don't believe in Hashem. They don't believe there's a creator. And they believe we came from monkeys, right? So a person who believes this, what does he have in life? By chance I was born, by chance this is happening to me, by chance that is happening to me, by luck. What is this? And by luck or by chance he's going to die, right? What difference will it make when he leaves this world through bad luck or sheer chance? Is it going to be a good chance? Or is it going to be bad luck that he's going to leave this world, he's going to die? So Chachamim tell us how precious is to believe, to have Emuna. It really is precious. And we're going to see why. For a believer, the universe is a very different place. Someone who believes the earth, life, is very different. He knows that there is a creator who made the world according to his master plan. He gave us his manual for a successful life. That manual is the Torah. Just like you get a manual for a car, or for a machine, a washing machine, a dryer, or a mixer, right? So too Hashem gave us a manual, the Torah. By following Hashem's instructions, we can live a decent, harmonious, and inspiring life. By following Hashem's instructions, which is the Torah. A believer forms his world's view based on information given to us by the Creator himself, by Hashem. However, no matter how beneficial belief may be, it doesn't make one a believer unless he is actually convinced that he has hit upon the truth. as long as I'm not convinced 100% that yes, this is the truth. Hashem gave us the Torah. Hashem is the creator. Hashem leads the world. Hashem governs the world. Everything that happens in the world is because of Hashem. Hashem has a plan for me. Hashem has a plan for the world. If I don't believe this, having Emuna is not going to help me very much. Hopefully by the time we will finish this topic, this is how we will all feel. One must feel confident in his belief in Torah and experience the great feeling of knowing that life has a plan and a purpose. If deep down, I know Hashem has a plan for me. Deep down, Hashem has a purpose for me, and that each individual has a significant role to play. No one has been born and put on earth for no reason. Every single person, every single Jew, and even a non-Jew, has been put on earth with a purpose, with a plan. What Emuna can do for you now? What can you do? Emuna is like the sugar cube that sweetens the coffee. You have a coffee, you put your sugar in your coffee, and you sit and you relax. You are enjoying that coffee. It's delicious. Or for those of us who drink coffee without sugar, the minute we sit down and start sipping, that first sip, it's so precious, so delicious. It's so good. When it is clear to us that our existence here is not just by chance, but rather with a plan and purpose, that we can experience, then we can experience Simchat Chaim. Simchat HaChaim. מה זה שמחת החיים? Simcha, happiness, joy, HaChaim of life. A deep happiness that's deep inside us for just being alive. Because as long as I am alive, there is a lot I can do. And I can enjoy too. Then, we will know that we can accomplish the mission we were put here to fulfill. Right? I have the Emuna, and I know it all comes from Hashem. And I have this deep inside, this good feeling inside me. And I know Hashem put me here for a mission, and that I need to fulfill that. Even if the ride is sometimes bumpy. Yes, the ride is sometimes bumpy. Just like it can be, just like when you go on the airplane, you're up in the air and yet it feels bumpy, right? Because the wind is blowing, right? So during our lifetime, the wind is blowing. There are some storms, there are some moments that are not so pleasant. After that, an even better world, the Olam Haba, awaits for us. And this is a world that is so marvelous that humans can't comprehend it during their physical existence. No one can understand how good is Olam Haba. No one on earth. Every mitzvah we do is accredited to each one's Olam Haba. And no tefillah goes for nothing. We prayed. We may not see the results right away. It might take a few months, it might take a few years. But no tefillah goes unanswered. No tefillah. No tefillah is wasted. Everything that happens in the world has been engineered for our maximum benefit. Whatever is in this world, whatever Hashem put it here, is for us, for me to benefit from it. Even when we don't understand how or why. Many times you just don't understand. Why is this like that? Or, or, or not just why, but how? How can it be that way? We don't know. But one thing we know, Hashem did it. The Torah way of life allows you to enjoy the pleasures of this world and use them as fuel to accomplish the ultimate purpose of life. Hashem wants us to use whatever it is on earth, use that to accomplish your mission. The beginning of all this great fortune is when a person knows that the Torah is indeed the word of Hashem. Some people say, yeah, no, it's not Hashem, it's Moses, it's Moshe who wrote things down. Chas v'shalom, no. The Torah, every word of it is from Hashem. All the Simchat Chaim deep inside, that deep happiness, the nachat, the peace of mind of knowing that no matter, that we matter, and we are connected to Hashem. We matter. Who am I? I'm a little nothing. I'm not even a speck of dust. I went to visit in Arizona. I went to visit my son, and I saw those huge mountains. Beautiful. And I was standing there watching, and I'm saying to myself, wow, these mountains have been here for over 5,000 years. I felt like a speck of dust in front of those mountains. So big and beautiful. And they lasted for all those years. But we matter to Hashem. And we connect with Hashem. Knowing that Hashem listens to our tefillot and experiencing our request when Hashem answers. All of it and more begins from knowing that the Torah is the word of Hashem. We can pray, we can do all kind of things. But if we don't have that foundation that the Torah is from Hashem, and whatever is written in it, or whatever Chachamim are teaching us from it, it's all from Hashem. We cannot get that deep happiness. We cannot get that nachat, that peace of mind. And the Torah has not been made up by Moshe and by our Chachamim. For our foundations to be strong, our beliefs must be 100% solid. We must be totally convinced before we can absorb higher concepts. We must know and feel that the Borei Olam, the Creator, exists, and that the Torah is nothing less than a letter to us, to Am Yisrael, collectively, and to me and you personally. As Rashi says in Shema, in Kiryat Shema in the Torah, that we must consider the Torah as if it is a letter from a king to his subjects with laws. In the letter, there are laws written from on it that we must study every day, as if we just received this letter. The letter is only a small part of a very long letter with the Torah Shebe'al Peh, the oral Torah, which is its main part. Then the Torah becomes our reference, the source to which we turn for life instructions. The Chachamim who have passed the Torah Shebe'al Peh in an unbroken chain from Moshe down to us, when all this will be clear to us, and it is clear that we have two hands, and in each hand there are 5 fingers, then we'll be ready to proceed and move on and up in our Emuna. knowing, understanding, and sincerely believing and trusting in Hashem will inspire us. So Be'ezrat Hashem, Hashem should help us to be very strong in our Emuna. And Be'ezrat Hashem, in the zechut of this Emuna, in the zechut of this learning, may Hashem bless us all with good health, bri'ud, parnasa, shiduchim, nachat from our children, nachat menuchat nefesh, having peace of mind. And may we all have a oni besorot tovot.